Hello, my friends, and welcome back to Distant Worlds. We are playing the Ancient Galaxy, and we are the Terran Federation. And we are an empire that needs to just stop and have a look around. This episode is going to be coming a bit later because I was busy this week, and I really needed a couple hours or maybe a few hours to sit down with this game and rework a bunch of stuff. Because this is just a mess, and I'm just not sure what I'm doing here, as you probably could tell from the last episode. So, had quite a few comments, which I'm going to be working off of in order to adjust a bunch of things here. And I'm just going to maybe get the game going for just a second to get some numbers showing. There we go. All right. So, we got some money to spend. That's a good thing. Not much, but it's a bit. So I'm going to go through some comments right away, and I'm not sure if I'm going to actually get to any gameplay this episode. I have no idea how it's going to go. I'm going to be doing a bunch of stuff, but I'm going to be doing a bunch of stuff off camera as well. Like if I'm going to be doing some tedious stuff, I'm not going to record all of it. Like I said, I expect to be a few hours, maybe just with this one episode, so I will be pausing the video here and there. But maybe we'll just go through some comments, and that'll sort of give an idea of just where I'm going to be going here for this episode. And the first bunch of comments comes from my good friend No. He's always good to be giving advice and what he thinks, and we're going to check on a couple of his things here. He's questioning whether is there any value in having our escorts and solar freighters or frigates and stuff like that. Is there any value in having these buzzing around? I usually build those in my random games, just to follow around the freighters, and I'll add a bit of protection here and there. I think he's kind of right in this. If there's any real merit, how many do we have left anyways? I know they've been getting picked off a bit. I know we had 90 some odd. We still have 87 of them out here. So we still got a good number of them. I'm not going to disband them or anything. I'll keep them around. And I'm just curious if any of those I don't think I manually retrofitted any of those. I wonder if any of them got done. 3 of them. I left it to the AI to automatically retrofit them, and 3 of them got retrofitted to my better designs. So they're still mainly not retrofitted out there anyways. I'm not going to concentrate too much on them. I might redesign them and then maybe just let the AI pick away at refitting them. I don't know. Maybe I have to follow that suggestion that comes up for retrofits in order for that to happen. Maybe that's the problem. But yeah, I don't think I'm going to be concentrating on those escorts the way I usually do. So I'm going to probably be just backing off on those. Maybe I'll just hit the build button if I have some extra cash and throw a few out. But I'm not going to be specifically counting on them to do much of anything. And he was also asking, what scanners do we have? Do we have any stealth? I don't believe I put any stealth on any of these designs that I did. I think they only have trace scanners is the only scanners, and I think the capital ship will probably just tell us that quickly. Yeah, I don't think I had stealth technology, and I'm not even sure I still do yet. I'm going to have to go look at that. Yeah, so I got trace scanners only. So let's just come in and have a look and see if we have the technology for stealth. I think we might. What area is that in? Is it this area? No, this area. Yeah, we do have stealth. So we can maybe look at putting that on some of our redesigns. And yes, I will be doing a redesign here. So we'll look at that. And he was also questioning whether we have hyper deny. Yes, we do. We definitely have hyper deny. That's not a big deal on that. He's also suggesting, do we really need to worry about our allies? I've been working on getting protection agreements and everything with these guys. And he's questioning whether it's actually worth doing. Maybe the Canadians and the Ectarians, definitely keep them as a good ally as far as having protection agreements and that. Beyond that, I don't think there's anybody overly powerful here. Let's just have a look. Yeah, there's the Canadians there. Quiminos are actually pretty powerful too. And Octarians are there. So these guys aren't overly powerful in themselves. Do we really put too much effort and resources into keeping them sort of in our pocket? Looking at this, I'm thinking probably not. We'll see. So there is that. I'm gonna keep what I have. I'm just not gonna be pushing towards any more agreements, anyways. Maybe free trade, which I think we kind of have with everybody, anyways, at this point. Yeah. So I mean, maybe the Mortallans. I don't know. I think I was trying for them, but Well, if they offer one, we'll take it, but I'm not going to work towards it. So yeah, we're going to be just keeping what allies we have now. And there's no really isn't too many more races in the game now, anyways, to even worry about. So and his next point, still working on Nono's comments here. The most common issue is being out of fuel and wasting time filling up, and totally agree with that. Excuse me for just a second. Just had to clear my throat there. Yeah, being out of fuel and wasting time fueling. I came into the game with the wrong attitude. I came into this game with a new game attitude, like early game attitude of using Kazlon and all that kind of stuff. Not putting so much in the way of fuel on our ships. And that is really kind of kicking us in the butt right now. I should have come in with the attitude that we are in progressive mid-game instead of an early game. And I didn't really adjust my thinking towards that. So again, I will be redesigning stuff. So I'm going to be keeping fuel in mind. I'm going to be switching to hydrogen fuel source for our reactors, regardless of power output. I need to get off of Kazlon. We are pretty drained as far as our reserves in a lot of places in Kazlon. So the idea is maybe keep the private sector, which I think I have automated, and I think they'll concentrate on being Kazlon. And I'm guessing we probably have a huge amount of hydrogen kicking around. Hydrogen, we got a massive amount. How much Kazlon do we have? I know we got a good amount. It's just not in the places we need. Yeah, we don't have a whole lot. I guess that's a good amount, but it's not in the places where we need it is a problem too. So that'll be part of my redesign, getting hydrogen fuel. Whether I'm going to actually retrofit my existing fleets, probably not. I might just get them doing stuff until we exhaust those fleets. And then in the meantime, we'll build up new fleets with better fuel and everything. My idea now is to maybe try and push forward and get up here and start doing some damage to the Shakturi and their allies as well. So I might be burning out what fleets I have doing that. And in the meantime, I plan to build some new stuff with my redesigned ships when we get to it. So, and again, going back to frigates and that, Nono was saying that tractor beams and boarding pods, are they really worth it? Again, probably not in this game. In a regular map that I have, just building up a random game myself, yes, very useful. But in this particular situation, we're not really boarding a whole lot. We've gained a couple ships, and that's about it. So whether having those frigates, those boarding frigates that I have designed, is even worth having, yeah, I'm kind of questioning that myself now. So, yeah, and Nono is also saying it's better to be up closer to the Shakturi areas with a chance of intercepting stuff like planet destroyers and that. So again, that would be a forward offensive push to get up into this area. So we're going to be looking at all that. And we have Joe Fonseca, I believe. He's asking, is it possible to capture World Destroyer? Well, it is. But it's a lot of work to actually get it done. I'm not sure just what their boarding strength what their boarding strength is. But I think a better plan is just to blow the thing out of the sky rather than trying to capture it. I mean, what are we going to do with it? Destroy their planets, I guess? Yeah, I think a better option is just to blow it up and just get it gone. So, and Champagne, he's left a few comments too. I don't believe I've seen you in the comments before, so I'm glad to see you. He's thinking we would be better off having fleets of like 20-ish instead of having my 50 fleets and 60 fleets, because they're huge. And his points is when it's time to refuel, they'll refuel faster and be back in the action quicker. Good point. And if we need to have like 60 ships, just bring 3 fleets in to do it. And totally agree with that. Absolutely. And he also questioned, once that planet destroyer came in here, I guess it was in here, destroyed the planet, I turned around and went back. I think I haven't quite looked at the last episode, so I think I was bringing this fleet up or that fleet or something like that. And I was almost there, and the planet got destroyed, and I turned around and went back. And my thinking there was the planet destroyer has like huge warp drive engines on it, and would have beat us back. I think it was coming this way. I had this fleet up here, and would have beat us here had I left this fleet up here and come over and tried to get them. They could have warped out and beat us back to Rectilius. And I know this is a massive target for the Shakturi, which I'm just noticing is in here. Oh, it's Actarian. Okay. So yeah, that was kind of my thinking there. Probably not the best decision, but yeah, there it is. And then Chris Adams, he had better results when trading tech in this scenario. And you know what? I don't do a whole lot of tech trading in this game because I feel it's very exploity and you can really exploit the game and get huge advantages in doing it. But I think in this particular scenario, I think we should be indulging in that. The T-Adians have a whack of tech. And we could actually grab a bunch of it off them. And we need to get caught up to where the Shakturi are in order to start making a difference. So that's kind of where I'm sort of leaning towards with a bunch of stuff here. I think there's a few other things I want to look at, but maybe we'll just discuss those as we come to them. But I think first and foremost, we need to redesign a few things. Specifically our attack forces, these ships here. Get these onto hydrogen fuel and get just mix up the weaponry a bit. Get these frigates redesigned so that they're not boarders anymore. Maybe just put gravity weapons or something on them. Get the gravity weapons off our Titan shakers and do something else with the capital ships. Make them more boat-like and put massive armor and everything on them. Make them a bit of a target, hard to go down sort of thing. And I still don't understand what's going on with the date created here, but oh well, that's for another thought, I guess. So I think the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get those designs done. And we're 11 minutes into the episode, so I've kind of just explained where I'm going with everything. And like I said, I know there's a couple other things I want to do I haven't covered yet, but we'll get to those as we go. And if we get this game running this episode, I'll be surprised. So I don't know. It's going to be an important episode. I don't know whether I should suggest skipping it, but definitely will not be any major action. We still got a planet destroyer up here too, by the way. But I'm confident this is the only place left. And they're either going to come down here or they're going to come in there to destroy the one of these two planets, I think. And we got a sizable fleet in both areas, so I'm confident we'll take that one down. There will be more of them coming, but I think we'll have a bit of breathing room before that happens. Maybe. We'll see. So yeah, I'm going to back off and I'm going to get some stuff redesigned. And I think shuffling up the fleets a bit as well I'm going to get done. But we'll get the redesigns done first. So I'm just going to pause the game and I will come in and get that done. And I might just pause the game and then come back and show you what I did with each design and do it that way. Okay, so here's the protector's design. I've hit the auto upgrade button, which I had to remix the shields again. This is the design. I have two different types of jump drives on as well. So that's our top speed on these. And I have the Equinox and what was the other one? The Keldus. So this one's a quicker jump and the other one is a faster speed. So I might actually do that on all these designs. Just throw that. It's 9 space, but it might be worth doing. Just a little more maneuverability, I guess. And speaking of which, I guess I could add some more. I'm not going to worry too much about this design anyways. I'm not going to be concentrating on it, so I'm just going to save this and we'll continue on. Okay, just as I was leaving this design, I noticed I didn't have enough power. The top speed to this escort is actually 23,750. So I add another fusion reactor. Also added some more fuel. This is going to be about 320. I don't care if it goes very far. I'm not too worried about that. Again, this is just an escort anyways. Okay, here's your new freighter design. I've renamed it to the Grav Killer because it is going to be concentrating on gravity weapons. So I got 5 of these graviton beams on it. I got a couple Titan beams, point defense, and I left 1 tractor beam. Why not? I've mixed up the hyperdrives, so we got two different types of hyperdrives on here. We got one that'll go 23,750, and then we got the other one that jumps in 7 seconds instead of 12 or something. I forget what the Equinox. 12, yeah. So we should be able to jump out faster and go faster too with the two. Also increase the fuel capacity. What else did I do to this? Put some more armor on it. I just as soon have these things a little tougher. I'm going to leave them as standoff and all weapons. Or should I go point blank? I think I'm going to go point blank. Just get a little closer with these tractor beams. Or not tractor beams, gravity beams. Yeah, they do a fair bit of damage. Pretty much the same as a Titan beam, I think-ish. Oh, more than a Titan beam. So that's, yeah. So we're going to go with that. So this will be the Grav Killer. I mixed up the shields again, so we got two different kinds of shields as well. And I think that's about all I did to this. I had Hyper Deny on it. I took that off just to make more space, and also added Stealth Cloak. And I think that's about all I did to this. Yeah. So I removed an assault pod too. I think I'm just going to put assault pods on every design. I'll put like 2 on each design. That way, if they're in a fleet, then they're going to have many, many assault pods. So I don't need any one ship to have a lot of those. And that brings our boarding defense up to 324. Whether that'll be good enough or not, I'm not sure. And we do have damage control installed, so we got all the good bells and whistles. I don't think I'm missing anything. I put stealth on. We have trace scanners on our bigger ships. I'm not going to worry about putting them on every ship. I could almost just put them on like a carrier or something. Because I think all it does is show us what's on the ship. So I don't need those really to be on our combat ships. I can maybe throw them on a carrier. And I got 1 point defense cannon on here. Why not? So that's what the Grav Killer is going to look like. So I shall move on to the Destroyer. Okay, here's our Ranger design. And I think I forgot to mention in the last design that I did change the fusion reactors in. So we're no longer Kevlar fuel, we're hydrogen. So I've done that in this design too. I've remixed our shields. I've added Stealth Cloak. What else did I do to this? It was pretty much just concussion missiles. I think I had a couple of Titan beams on it too, which I took off to make a bit more space. And what else did I do? I took 1 assault pod off. I think I added an engine or 2. So pretty much a standard Ranger design here. I just mixed up a couple things. I remixed our shields too because of the auto upgrade. Just goes with 1 type. So we have 2 types of shields and 2 types of hyperdrives once again. Increased our fuel. And I think that's about it. So I shall move on to the next design. Okay, here's our cruiser design. Once again, I did the reactors and balance the shields or split the shields and all that kind of stuff that I did with the other designs. I actually forget what I did with weaponry, but I think this used to have velocity shards on it. It now has shockwave torpedoes, which I'm thinking might be a better option anyways. They do damage 30 and have a range of 540. This has a bit better range, but not near the damage. And I think once you factor in the losses and everything at the max distance, I think this is actually a better option. They fire a tiny bit slower, but I think I'm just going to go with those. So basically we have a couple of ion cannons, shockwave torpedoes, Titan beams, and some point defense. And I've called it the wave denier because I put hyper deny on this design. So our power is a bit questionable under a sprint condition. We're a bit short. But I used to just go by this years ago. And for some reason I started concentrating on this number more. And I'm not sure why. We're at all weapons. It's not like we're going to be chasing down a whole lot. So I don't know whether we'll be firing a huge amount under sprint conditions. But I'm just going to go with this and say we have enough. That might bite me in the butt later. I don't know. We'll have to observe that and see what comes of it. Again, I've increased our fuel capacity and we are using hydrogen. And I put stealth on it. All of my ships are going to be 650. Whether stealth is even going to be halfway as effective. Maybe in the bigger designs, once they get over 1,000, it's not going to be good, as effective. Because once we get to a certain size, the stealth becomes less and less effective. Beyond that, I'm starting to lose track of what I'm doing on each design. I think I added an assault pod. Hyper deny I think was a big one here. And the stealth cloak, and adjusted this out a bit. I think I took a couple of Titan beams off to make room. So it's still a fairly powerful ship. I think we'll be sort of fine with it. And yeah, that's going to be our cruiser, the wave denier. Okay, on to the capital ship. Build my boat. Okay, and here is our capital ship design, renamed to the Turtle, just because it is not going to move very fast. But it's going to take a lot to take this thing down. There's 2,280 shields on it, 504 armor. It's got a firepower of 408. It's got Titan beams and a nuclear devastator on it. I figure if we can get near a planet to bombard it, then these are the guys that'll do it. Point defense, because I'm guessing the fighters will definitely be targeting this thing. And other than that, standard fare, increase of fuel, got to hydrogen fuel. I've mixed up the hyperdrives, I've mixed up the shields, and I think that's about all I'm going to do for now. I'm going to work on bigger ships, and once we get that, then we'll increase the size of these capitals and make them a little tougher too. Maybe a little quicker, a little more powerful, I'm not sure yet. We'll see when we get to that bridge, I guess. And this is kind of what we're looking at for a capital ship. Okay, so there we go on the major ships anyways. I'm still going to go through and do the carriers and everything, so I'll go do that now. Okay, here's our new dropship design. Again, did the whole fuel and hydrogen thing. Remix the shields. I've actually got the shields quite high on this, as do I have the armor, because we are set to flee at 50%. So when half the armor's... actually, you know what? Let's not worry about the armor factor. Let's just go with shields, because I want this thing to come in, drop troops, kind of regardless. I'd almost like to say never. That's interesting. I'd like to say never, because when we're going in to invade, we just want to invade regardless. And if we, you know what, I'm going to go never. If they're concentrating on taking out one ship and I got 12 coming in, then I guess let them take it. Sorry, guys. We'll go with that. Beyond that, I don't think I put a couple more troop transports on, so we went from 800 to 1,600 capacity. And beyond that, I added some more engines to make it nice and quick, so we can zip in, drop our troops, turn around, and zip out. So that's kind of the idea there. I put an extra reactor on it just because of the engine thing, so it's actually a fairly big-sized troop transport now. So anyways, that's that one, and off to the carrier. Okay, this is our carrier, Mother Mark III. I did the standard fuel and hydrogen and added the extra hyperdrive, which I've done to the other designs too. I think I forgot to mention that. Yeah, I'm not going to do a whole lot more. Because I added more stuff, I had to add another fighter base, so we went from 24 to 28 fighters on this. And the only thing on it is point defense, so I didn't do a huge amount to this one other than increase that stuff and mix up the shields again. And I'm going to look at some other designs as well while I'm in here. Okay, so I've redesigned the resupply ship as well. This thing's a monster. It's going to have 20,000. I've doubled the cargo capacity, and I've also doubled the amount of docking bays. So if I make fleets of 20, then they should be able to refuel here. No problem. And I'm thinking I'm going to build one of these for each fleet and take it with us, because this thing, I haven't really adjusted the weaponry or anything too much. I kind of left it as standard other than mixing up our stuff again. But yeah, 411 firepower. Kind of decent shielding and armor too. So if nothing else, this will take a bit of damage. Maybe attract a bit of fire. If at the very least, it'll be able to park at a fueling site and refuel our fleet. So I think that's going to be the option here. Yep, so good enough. And that's a refueling base. I'll see what else I can adjust. Okay, there was another comment that came in. I think it was Rod of Dog, if I'm not mistaken. I haven't got the comment at my fingertips, but he suggested, and I usually do this myself as well, is turning our explorer ships, which are doing nothing now right now, I'm just going to rename those, to a, I think I called them I-Spies before. And I've put long-range scanners on them. I've left them with quantum reactors, that's fine. And, oh, I never did put the extra hyperdrive on. Am I even going to bother? Probably not worth it. Yeah, so I put a stealth cloak on it as well. So basically, the idea with these are going to be to plop them around in different areas and just park them by a sun somewhere, so that they don't run out of fuel too quick. And we'll put long range scanners on them, and we use those for eyes. And they'll just flee when they're attacked. So if something comes in, sees them, they're not going to run away right away. So just when they're attacked, they'll take off. And I didn't worry about it bumping up the fuel capacity too much. I've left them with quantum reactors, Kevlar fuel. I think that'll be fine for the handful of these that I'm going to have. So I'll keep that out of our military fuel stockpiles. So we're going to have that ship as well. Okay, so I went through and I didn't see anything else that I was interested in retrofitting right now. The spaceports and that, I think I'm just going to leave as is. But we're up to Mark III on everything now. We've renamed the boarders to grav killers. They're no longer boarding vessels. Actually, every ship is capable of boarding. What else? We left the Rangers as they were. We now have what's the a wave weapon and a hyper deny on this ship, so they'll be in each one of our fleets. And then we have the Turtle, which is a massive ship that's going to take a pounding before they can get that out of their skies. Increased our troop capacity as well, and adjusted our carrier, and we now have a supply ship which we'll be taking with us. So that's kind of the round of redesigns, and oh my god, I mean, this episode is 26 minutes, but I've been sitting here for a good hour and a half doing these. So it's a good thing I have been pausing the video, or it would have been pretty darn boring. So that's kind of the designs I'm going to look at this point. I think soonish, just come in and have a look at our science here. I should get up to the next level of, or the next size of ship, which is 800, and we can increase our capital ships even more. It looks like that's almost done. I wonder if I should do that now, or is there anything else we need to look at? That's going to require retrofit to do again. I should have had some of this technology already for this retrofit, but we won't worry about it. I could maybe get another level of mining engines just to get resources flowing a bit quicker, which I think might be a good idea. So maybe I'll queue that up, and then maybe we'll come out here. I'm not going to be ready for this for a bit anyways, so well, maybe I'll queue that up for now. And we'll try and get to the next stage of various components, like multi-vectors will require a retrofit. I think we've got to the point where we can't really do much more as far as an improvement to what we have. Keldus, yeah, okay. Oh, that's a better option. Let's finish that up. That'll give us 5-second hyper jump instead of 7. And a bit better speed. Well, the speed we're not worried about because we are using these instead. So we should be able to jump in 5 seconds and get up to 23,750 in speed. Yes, that's a much better option. And then we'll go for more for better extractors. And then we'll come out and get mega scale maybe. And desert colonization is coming up. Improvements to mass troop, so capacity 200. And what was our other one? 160. So that'll increase our troop ship capacity too. Maybe I'll just queue that up. I gotta build troops anyways. That's something else I have to look at while I'm paused and looking at stuff. So maybe we'll go that way. Should come out here, advanced proximity, which means we'll have to retrofit for that. Scanner jammers might be a good thing to get into as well, but maybe we'll look at that when that bridge is presented to us. I'm still second guessing this, whether we should maybe concentrate on something else, but I think again we've got all the things that provide improvements to the components we already have. Improvements to point defense, that might be worth getting, because we already have that installed. I might just grab that quickly. Yeah, so I think I had velocity shards on our ship because they were a bit better than what we're using here, but we've improved that since. So we're now running with the shockwave torpedoes now. Yes, that might be worth picking up. So maybe what I'll do, as much as I'd like this for cheaper troops, let's just get that going first, because I think we're going to be running into a lot of fighters, and advanced point defense will definitely be required. And have a quick look here. Yeah, overkill, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so anyways, we are at the end of this episode, and all I've done is retrofit a few ships and blather on for the first 11 minutes of this episode. Not much going on. I guess we'll come back in the next episode and readjust a few more things and maybe get the game going again, but I still got a bunch of stuff to do here before that happens. So it might be another episode of me just pausing and doing stuff and then getting that much going. I want to get this video actually rendered and uploaded right quickly here, because it is late coming out. I don't want to keep this series on hold for too long. So either way, this episode should be coming up fairly quickly, and of course by the time you watch this you'll know it's already up, so I don't know why I'm saying that. So if you stuck through this boring episode, more power to you, and we'll pick it up next time. Thanks for watching.